After the birth of Luke and Leia, Padme survives instead of dying of sadness, as in the canon. She is left weak but alive. To protect the twins from the threat of the Emperor, they fake Padme's death and keep her survival a secret, even from most of the rebellion's allies. Bail Organa, Yoda, and Obi-Wan arrange a meeting in a secluded location to discuss the children's fate. Padme's presence at this meeting marks an emotional moment, as they all share the loss and pain of what happened with Anakin. At Padme's supposed funeral, Ahsoka Tano contacts Bail Organa, and Bail reveals not only that Padme is alive, but also that both Yoda and Obi-Wan survived Order 66. He also informs her about the meeting. Upon learning that Padme has been living in the shadows, Ahsoka expresses relief but also sadness over Anakin's death. At the meeting, Padme is informed of the need to separate her children for their protection. The plan is to send Luke to Tatooine with Obi-Wan, who will watch over him closely, while Leia will be raised by the Organa family on Alderaan and trained by Ahsoka. They decide that the best way to protect the twins is to keep their existence a secret, separating them and hiding them from the Empire's gaze. Obi-Wan takes Luke to Tatooine, where he grows up under the protection of the Lars and receives discreet training in the Force. Meanwhile, Ahsoka becomes Leia's tutor on Alderaan, teaching her both combat skills and lessons in the Force. Leia shows a strong affinity with the Force and a keen sense of justice, following in her mother's footsteps. Padme, though heartbroken by the separation from her children, decides to stay in the shadows to protect them. However, she arranges occasional visits to be with them, making sure not to leave any traces that the Empire could follow. Her presence serves as a beacon of hope for both Luke and Leia, though neither of them knows the true identity of the family friend who comes to see them. Several years later, Padme, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka start to have recurring nightmares about Anakin. In their dreams, they see him dying on Mustafar or sense him trapped in unbearable darkness. These visions are unclear, but they all begin to suspect that Anakin might not be dead, but instead caught in a worse fate. However, without conclusive evidence, they remain silent, fearful of what they might discover. The course of fate takes an unexpected turn when Leia is kidnapped by the Inquisitors, who have been tracking Obi-Wan. Alarmed by the news, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan embark on a desperate rescue mission. Obi-Wan tracks Leia to a fortified Imperial base, where he comes face-to-face with the relentless Inquisitor Reva. During the intense duel, Reva, with a dark smile, delivers a devastating revelation. Anakin Skywalker, whom they all believe to be dead, is not only alive but has been reborn as the fearsome Darth Vader. The shocking truth strikes Obi-Wan like a bolt of lightning, momentarily paralyzing him with a mix of horror and despair. Despite the pain coursing through him, Obi-Wan manages to recover enough to escape with Leia, although the news of Anakin's survival will haunt him long after leaving the base. Upon his return, he shares the devastating revelation with Padme and Ahsoka. Padme, upon hearing that Anakin is alive, collapses with a mixture of pain, hope, and fear. Ahsoka, though also hurt, holds on to the hope that she can still save her former master. Together, the three of them decide to devise a plan to lure Vader to a specific location, using an emotional trap to distract him and allow them to try and reach the Anakin who may still remain within him. They decide to provoke Vader by using information about Anakin's children, hoping that this will lead him to seek answers. They choose a remote and symbolic location, an ancient Jedi temple where Anakin used to train. There, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Yoda, and Padme prepare for the confrontation. They know Vader will come, but they are uncertain of how he will react upon seeing them together. Vader arrives at the temple, and upon seeing Padme, Ahsoka, Yoda, and Obi-Wan, he is momentarily stunned. Though briefly paralyzed by emotion, his hate and resurgent anger take control. However, throughout the battle, his enemies do not seek to destroy him, but to make him remember. Ahsoka tries to appeal to his memory of their training. Obi-Wan continues to invoke their friendship and the brotherly bond they once shared, while Yoda uses the Force to try to calm the darkness surrounding his spirit. Padme, for her part, steps forward, attempting to reach Anakin's heart. She speaks to him of the love they shared, their children, and the possibility of redemption. However, the conflict within Vader is evident, and though he shows moments of doubt, His rage prevents him from accepting their words. The battle reaches a critical moment when Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Yoda manage to disarm Vader and break part of his mask, revealing Anakin's face underneath. With a trembling voice and eyes full of pain, Anakin shows signs of an internal struggle. Padme approaches with tears in her eyes and speaks softly. "Anakin, come back with me." "It's not too late. I'm here. I've always been." Anakin, with his helmet partially destroyed, feels the weight of Padme's words and the presence of his former friends. The chains of the dark side begin to break. For the first time in a long time, Anakin's voice, weak and broken, emerges with a whisper of remorse. "Padme, I'm so sorry." In a burst of emotion, Padme throws herself at him, wrapping him in a desperate embrace. Anakin falls to his knees, feeling overwhelmed by the light that his family and friends have brought back into his life. The hatred and anger finally fade away, making way for a deep feeling of redemption and love. With tears streaming down his face, Anakin rejects the mantle of Darth Vader and accepts being Anakin Skywalker once again. After Anakin's redemption, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Ahsoka, and Padme seek a way to heal the physical and spiritual wounds left by the dark side. Anakin remains trapped in Darth Vader's suit with severe scars and burns that affect both his body and his mind. The four Jedi decide to meditate together using the Force to heal Anakin. Through a deep bond of meditation, they combine their abilities to heal the most serious wounds, closing the burns and restoring his skin. They even manage to partially regenerate Anakin's disfigured face. However, the lost limbs cannot be restored. With the help of advanced technology and Anakin's willpower, they create new metal prosthetics to replace his arms and legs, similar to the mechanical arm he already had. Although the pain of the emotional scars persists, Anakin begins to heal, leaving behind the armor that defined him as Darth Vader. Once Anakin regains part of his former self, he and Padme decide that the time has come to tell Luke and Leia the truth about their family. The reunion is filled with emotions. Luke and Leia feel confusion and shock, but also relief in learning the truth about their parents. Anakin, with tears in his eyes, asks for forgiveness for his mistakes and promises to do everything possible to be worthy of them and the sacrifice that his friends have made for the galaxy. Padme shares with her children the stories of the struggle against the Empire and the reasons why they decided to keep them separated, explaining that it was out of love and protection. Although the path to reconciliation will be long, the family begins to come together, embracing their heritage and the purpose that awaits them. To ensure that he does not fall back into darkness, Anakin undergoes rigorous training with Yoda. The lessons are not only intended to strengthen his connection to the light side, but also to face and overcome the traumas that led to his fall. Yoda guides him in deep meditation, teaching him to channel his emotions in ways that do not open a door to the dark side. Through this process, Anakin learns to accept his mistakes and to forgive himself, becoming stronger in the Force. At the same time, Anakin also begins training Luke and Leia, teaching them the ways of the Jedi. Ahsoka and Obi-Wan also join the training, offering different perspectives and techniques. Luke shows great potential in lightsaber combat, while Leia excels in meditation and using the Force to influence her surroundings. The family bond among the Force strengthens as they progress, and Anakin, far from being a strict teacher, seeks to be a compassionate guide, learning as he teaches. Anakin has returned to the light, and the Skywalker family begins to heal its wounds. However, the galaxy remains shrouded in darkness, and the Empire will not rest until the last Jedi are destroyed. Emperor Palpatine remains a looming threat, his dark power lurking in the shadows, determined to destroy everything Anakin and his loved ones have achieved. The Skywalker family's story is not over, and what comes next will decide the fate of the galaxy. Join us in the second part, where the final confrontation against the Emperor approaches, and the true challenge for Anakin and his loved ones is about to be revealed. See you in the next episode.